Hey, and welcome back into the Fast Break here on Weagle 91.1 FM. I am Chris Williams. Alongside me, JJ, Josh Jackson, and Ryan Lavoie. We just finished up talking about our 6 power ranked teams for today. We started at number 24 with, who did we go? Ryan, run off the list for us.
Minnesota Timberwolves, then the Detroit Pistons, then the Orlando Magic, then the Charlotte Hornets, and then we went out west with Boogie Cousins' Sacramento Kings and finished up with Quinn Snyder's Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and so now with these last few minutes that we have with you guys today, we're just going to talk about a few things that we've seen in NBA news. We're also getting excited. College basketball season is not too far away, so this show is not strictly NBA news or NBA talk. We will get to college basketball when there's stuff to talk about, so I know we're all excited about college basketball season coming up. But what I want to start with, and I tweeted this at Ryan earlier today, and just also a quick aside, if you guys don't right now, you can follow us on Twitter at the FastBreakAU. You can also follow our individual accounts at Chris Seifert W, ChrisCfurw. You can follow JJ. JJ, what's your Twitter handle?
At Josh L. Jackson 10.
And then Ryan?
At Ryan Lavoie 0.
So give us a follow. Our accounts are on the Fast Break page. So if you go to at the Fast Break AU on Twitter, you'll find us, find the Twitter account for the show. But one thing I tweeted at Ryan earlier today was the Los Angeles Lakers Twitter account posted a picture of new center Roy Hibbert, saying that Hibbert had lost 15 pounds this offseason so far and was getting ready already for training camp, which starts next week. And he looked really good, Ryan.
Absolutely. It's a very encouraging sign because one of the biggest knocks on him is that he's just too slow. And now that he's dropped 15 pounds, you'd like to think he'd have a little bit more mobility, which will help him out on both sides of the ball, especially running the floor. In this day and age, as Roy, I think, said, as quoted in the article, is that you in this day and age, you can't be the traditional, I'm just going to run very, very slowly down the floor, and they're going to wait for me. So that's very encouraging. Roy is one of the keys to the team. If you look at the team, he's arguably the second biggest name on the team, or at least established name. And so Roy's a key to this team, and as a Lakers fan, I'm very encouraged to see him put in that work and drop the weight.
JJ, you just looked at the picture for the first time. What do you think?
I'm just shocked. It's really hard to recognize him, and it's not even the fact that he's wearing the Laker purple when I'm so used to seeing him in that blue and gold for the Indiana Pacers. You can tell that he's lost weight and that he's slimmed down, and that's just so impressive to see. I'm really excited to see what he has in the tank this year.
Yeah, and it's a healthy loss of weight. He doesn't look sickly, which what happens to a lot of people when they lose weight. So you can tell that he's been working out while he's lost this weight, and he's got good muscle build. One other thing that I want to talk about is the Eurobasket championship, and everything's been going on. And I watched Pau Gasol put up 40 points the other night in a game, and there was one moment where, I mean, it was flashback to Pau Gasol, the good days in L.A. before everybody turned on him in L.A. He caught the ball out on the perimeter on the side, and then he drove, and nobody was stopping him getting to the rim, and he dunked it, and it was furious. I mean, I haven't seen Pau Gasol dunk a basketball like that in years. And if this is the Pau Gasol we can expect to see in Chicago this year, watch out.
I think, being a Laker fan, I feel like I know what went down with Paul. He just had the life sucked from him by the Lakers fan base and by all the media. He never really, if you look at his numbers, they never tailed too dramatically. It's just that, the team started to not win, and that really wasn't his fault. And now being in a better situation with Chicago, a winning situation, the winning culture, it's revamped his career. He's still got a couple really good years left in the tank, as evidenced from his performance recently.
And the thing for me with Pau Gasol is, this Eurobasket that had a lot of coverage on NBA TV, and really the coverage that it's had in years past was so much better than it had been previously. I think that it'll be very interesting for what Fred Hoiberg takes of this, knowing what he saw and what Pau Gasol does have in the tank, and however he wants to try to adapt him into whatever system he wants to try to develop in Chicago.
Yeah, those are the two big things I want to talk about. Obviously, JJ, you talked to us at the beginning of the show about the Timberwolves trying to get waivers on Anthony Bennett, so we'll keep an eye out on that, see if that happens. One other thing I can think of is that there were reports come out yesterday from Brian Windhorst that the Cavs and Triston Thompson are $14 million apart in contract negotiations. What is Triston Thompson wanting to be paid? Because I'm not giving him $20 million.
Yeah, well, I said this back when we talked about the Cavs and free agency. I really think that Triston Thompson is ultimately going to sign a one-year contract with maybe another team, maybe with the Cavs, and then he's going to be a free agent next year. I think he's really just tired of it. I think the Cavs are tired of it. This is becoming a very bad situation. And I do also want to throw in one other thing, Chris, is it came out yesterday from Adrian Wojciechowski that Harrison Barnes was offered a 4-year, $64 million deal from the Warriors, but he turned it down. But they did say that was a good starting point for the Warriors and Barnes. They really would like to get together. Of course, Barnes just changed agents as well.
Yeah, and I don't think Harrison Barnes is going anywhere from that Golden State organization.
I mean, I know that my thing is, how does Barnes feel about, honestly, now he's the number 3 guy when you talk about Curry, Thompson, and Draymond Green being ahead of him. I know that he feels glad that he won the championship this season, but maybe he feels like he deserves more money than he's getting.
I mean, it's hard because I think you meant number 4 behind Draymond Green, Curry, and Thompson.
Right.
When you're number 4 guy, that's honestly more than I would pay most number 4 guys. What's so valuable with him and Draymond Green is their chemistry, their heart, and just how young they are and that they're still going up. And so what Barnes has always been thought to have unlimited potential, and he still, in a lot of estimations, never quite gotten to that potential.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
But, I mean, I think with the Warriors, I think Barnes could really command as much as he wanted, and the Warriors would want him because he's a key element to their chemistry.
We mentioned him earlier in the show. Last year's Orlando Magic head coach Jacques Vaughn has agreed to a deal to become an assistant coach on Greg Popovich's staff. I think that's a good, exciting opportunity for him, to learn under Popovich a little more and hope that one day he can get back into those head coaching ranks. My last thought for today, you guys talked about it. I tried not to put my opinion into it. I hope a week from today, Triston Thompson will be back in training camp wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. We're trying an experiment today. We're recording our show, video recording our show in the studio, so we're going to try to get that up on YouTube this afternoon or this evening, and we'll post a link to that, again, to our Twitter account at the Fast Break AU. So be looking out for that. We're going to try to continue to do this in the future. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you guys are awesome, and War Eagle.